Well, Brian, it's great to be talking to you ahead of a new season. Our season is kicking off this Friday against Cabinteely at home, and it'll be live on LOI TV. And what we want to do for the fans now is just go through the new squad for the 2021 season, just to help people identify the new players and recognise some of the players that we kept from last year. So, Brian, you had a big job at the start of last season to build your team, and I think one of the reasons I'm very excited about this year is that I think we're sort of going beyond the foundations of building this team, that we're actually starting to see, a core of a squad come together. Is that how you see it as well?
Yeah, look, I think when we went in the first year, we kind of inherited a squad more. So, look, we would have brought one or two players in ourselves. But, look, the majority of them were inherited. The second year, we got lads in we would have known and who would have been recommended to us. So, we go again for the third year now, and we've kept the majority of the lads from last year, and we've just added on to it, which look, we thought we needed, and well, look, we did need, because you can see how strong the league is this year. So it's always you're always welcome that little bit of quality coming into the squad.
Yeah, no, there are a good few players that we've kept on from last year, and we're going to go through all the positions now for the fans in just a moment. You have added some quality as well with your signings, and I think it's come at a great time because it's such a competitive division this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But look, a lot of them are still young lads, so you still have to be patient with them. It's just about improving every window, improving every year. Like, I know, look, it was a tough year last year, but look, it was an improvement from the first year now. It probably wouldn't have been hard, but we did improve, and we go again now this year. We tried to improve, but look, we have to get up a few places from the bottom of the table, So look, I think we have assembled a decent squad where it's realistically we can push up.
Yeah, look, I think we can see that there is, a kernel of a squad being built there in terms of the characters, the players, as much as anything else. There really are some really good people in that squad. I think that's fantastic. So we'll start to burst through the squad, and I think we'll just start at the back and work our way forward. So you've three goalkeepers on the panel this year by my count. Obviously, we've Tom Murphy, who's being kept on from last year's Player of the Year, of course. And then you've added Jimmy Corcoran, probably one of your most high-profile signings of the window, Brian.
Yeah, look, we have just on Tom there. Like, Tom had a good season last year, so that was an easy one bringing him back. And look, Tom's a great lad. We just felt he needed a bit of competition last year where he probably didn't have it, and that's no disrespect to other people. So we have Jimmy coming in. Jimmy would have been on the bench for Dundalk over in the Emirates for Dundalk. In that game, he would have he's an Irish under-19 international. He's just back from Preston. So, look, he's a good one, and it's going to be a hard pick between the two of them. The two of them are really working hard. They're pushing each other. And you see that kind of competition. It makes the lads better, it does. And then Sean comes in. He's coming in as the third choice keeper, but also as the 19 keeper. He's an absolutely smashing lad. He's travelling 2 hours from training, and when he finishes with us, he's training with the 19. So you're right in what you said about the character of the players we have there. They just want to be part of it, and the good lads in there, it's great to have them.
Yeah, exactly. As you said, then Sean Martin is the third choice keeper. Really impressed with his dedication in terms of the travel he'll be putting in this year. So we'll go through the defence then, and I think we'll start at centre back, because I think it looks to me like it's the same sort of core of your centre backs that we've kept from last year. So obviously we've still got James Carroll, Paul Cleary, who was with us at the start of last season, and Kevin McAvoy. And then I see we have Luke Turner in the squad. What would sort of be his natural position, would you say?
Yeah, look, it just Luke would be a left leg of centre half. He would. He's on loan from Aberdeen at the moment. I believe he's going back to Aberdeen now in the summer. So he's getting on really well over there. But I think Luke would be a big signer for us, and I think he'll do really well. Just regarding the other ones, then, as you said, we kept James on. James done well for us last year, and Kevin come through the 19s from the academy. He done really well. He's had a good pre-season. He had so. Look, again, another easy choice bringing the lads back it was. And Paul Cleary's a great one to get. Paul was on loan. I think he only played 4 games last year for us. Pats took him back then for after lockdown, which was a massive loss for us in terms of the quality, losing the quality. So it's 4 decent centre halves there. It gives us flexibility if we want to play 3 at the back, or if we want to play 4 at the back. At least you have good options there. And I think it certainly was a position in centre back that we needed to strengthen up there, because we conceded an awful lot of goals last year.
Yeah. So then moving on to the fullbacks then. So obviously we still have Dan Tobin, who's the captain. Currently carrying a bit of an injury, so probably not going to be involved in the first match of the season.
No, Dan's been out a while now. He got a nasty tackle in training one night. He did, and he's still out. So he hopes to come back now training next week. Well, at least running next week, I think it is. And look, the sooner we get him back, the better. But we have covered there in Carl Fitzsimons as well. Carl can play in a number of positions, so he's a great lad to have. You have young Dan Dobbin. We would have got off. We got off St. Pat's. He went back training with the first team, but he didn't get a contract, so we got that done with Dan. But look, Dan probably needs a little bit of time. He's out of 19s, and then on the other side is probably we've got Alex O'Hanlon in on loan, and then unfortunately Cameron Power, he's picked up an injury. He has a bad one. I think he broke his foot and done ligament damage and tendon damage in training, but he'll be out for another probably 2 months. Cameron, but he's a good lad, you know, and look, we're glad to get Alex in as well. So we're kind of covered in the full back areas there. Again, look, we've had a little bit of quality and a little bit of experience in the position. So hopefully going forward, it's not going to be an issue, because certainly in the first year we didn't have full backs. We were playing centre halves out there. We were playing midfielders out there. We were last year we had full backs, but come injuries and stuff, we got hit badly in them positions as well. So like the back four was a main concern for us to strengthen up this year, and we think we have strengthened up with what we brought in.
Yeah, and then Paddy Casey is just the last one I have in the defence, who we announced had been brought up from the under-19s. So we'll move on to the midfield then. So I think again in the centre we're keeping a good core of our squad from last year together. So we have Carl Manahan, Conor Crowley, Jack Doherty, Jack Larkin, and then the one you actually mentioned him already. I want to go on to is Carl Fitzsimons. What do you reckon is his best position actually? Because he's a hugely versatile player, I think.
Yeah, like just with Carl, I think to be honest, probably out right side of midfield, if you were playing that type of four-man midfield out on the right, or even in front three, I think, because he's got the legs, he'll run all day. He's a fit lad, he is. But just with Carl, I think it's great having a player like that. I know at times a player can get frustrated when they're finding themselves in the midfield, right back, right side of midfield. But he can do it, he never complains, and look, he's just happy to play. But I think it's great having someone like that, versatile, that they can play in a number of positions, and that's a big reason we would have brought Carl back. But you're right, in terms of midfield there, we added Jack Connolly as well from Cabinteely, you know, so we have Jack Doherty, Carman and Crowles, and Jack Connolly in there, you know, and we've one or two other lads who can play in there. But yeah, look, again, we've kept a few lads on who I think we've had a little bit of quality there. And I spoke to Jack Doherty, so the other night, like we might play Jack in a deeper role this year, you know, because we have lads up top. So again, Jack Doherty's another versatile player. You can play him at 9, you can play him at 10, you can play him as in a midfield too. So yeah, look, we have flexibility again in terms of whatever formation we're going to do. If it's a three at the back or 4, whatever we want to do, like we've got flexibility in the personnel we have. We have that little bit of quality that we probably didn't have over the 2 years since I've been there.
Yeah, I think it's the most sort of stacked centre mid I think we've had in a long time, because I really think Jack Connolly adds a lot. I was more than happy to put him on the program, on the first match programme cover. I'm not sure if you saw that, but yeah, I'm really impressed with Jack Connolly as well. So I think at this point then we're sort of moving out to the wings. Paul Fox, would you have any sort of indication what his best position is so far?
Foxy, look, he's over the last couple of years, he's been out in the wide on the left, like, so, you know, he's done really well out there. But I think he can play in number 10. He can play on the right hand side. So again, he's flexible in his approach. But he's a good player. Like he can go by fellas. He gets good delivery into the box. He's a real live wire. He gives you an out ball out in the wide area. But he looks to stretch defences to get in behind them. So, but look, I'd imagine he'd be out in the wide area.
Yeah, then out on the wide as well, we know Charlie Smith very well from last year, very comfortable out on the wing. Is it sort of the same story for Harry Groom as Paul Fox? Is Harry Groom sort of comfortable in the middle as well as out wide?
Well, I don't know. We haven't looked at Harry out there because we brought him in with the intention of looking at him out on the right. We played him in a central position, and I think the Wexford fans are really like Harry, and I think Shelbourne have a real good player in their hands there, and I think that's where we're going to play him in a central position, because he's a fit lad. He gets around, he can go by players, he works hard, he tracks back, he does the ugly side of the game as well, but he likes to get in behind back fours, which is what I like about him. I think there's goals in him. So Hardy's a real good signing for us, he is.
Yeah, and then the last one I think you can say is definitely a midfielder is Anto Dolan, who we just announced tonight as we're doing this interview. How is Anto getting on in terms of his preparation for the year?
Yeah, look, Anto came in middle of pre-season. He did. He was signed. Anto signed a couple of weeks now. He hasn't really trained. He got a bad injury there. So he's only coming back. We haven't seen him in games, bar in-house games. Look, his fitness, he needs to get up to speed in terms of his fitness levels, but you can see he has a little bit of quality. He has, but he badly needs to get his fitness levels, up before we start seeing him playing, which could be another couple of weeks now, because he's only literally after coming back this week, training with the group from a good few weeks out of from an injury.
Yeah, so it's going to take some time for Anto to get ready for the season. So I think we're sort of moving up the pitch now. Somebody who has, I think, a lot of Wexford fans excited is Evan Farrell. Evan Farrell probably most comfortable at a number 10, would you say?
Yeah, he is a number 10, Evan, but I think Evan would do a job out wide for you as well. I think in this day and age now, you need to play a number of positions. Especially with formation is constantly changing within play. So it's very important that you can do. And I think Evan, look, he is a number 10, but we played him out wide in a game or two as well. In in-house games, we've had a look at him out there. He's got legs to get up and down and get in and out. So no, Evan's a good lad, but he's a young lad as well. He's still under 18s, so look, we have to be patient with Evan, because I think since I've been up here with the young lads, we're rushing them in, and the drop off then is, like, you can see yourself, like, lads come and they're starting for you, and then the year later they're not coming back. They're not, for one reason or another, so we have to be patient with Evan. We do, he has to work hard and earn a place in there, which he is doing, but it'll take time for Evan. But look, I've no doubt he'll get a bit of game time this year. It might come sooner than he thinks, but he's done really well, Evan, and I think everybody up there has been really pleased with how he's got on, how he's developing. But he still has a long way to go, and I think now with this group of players that are around him, the little bit of experience and the culture up around the club, you've seen it yourself, Ronan, it's really good up there. You have 20 odd lads training, nobody's late, everyone's doing it. We've only ever done 2 nights a week training over the years. We're doing three nights now. We are and a game the weekend. We're talking about adding another one in, with the lads. It's just a great bunch of lads, and going back to an earlier comment you said about the lads, the character lads, they bring that little bit of professionalism, like Jimmy does, coming from Dundalk. These lads, coming from different clubs, coming over from clubs from England, even Luke Turner coming over from Aberdeen. It's just a little bit professional, you see, we have a time to meet at, but they're out there about 45 minutes before it. They're out there doing their own little bits and pieces. Some lads are out there, they're doing the strength and conditioning work, all the little bits on the side that you don't see. They're actually doing it, so we, for Jason is up there, he opens up early for them to let lads in. It's great to see, and I haven't seen it in my time since in over the last 2 years, and it's great to see it as.
Yeah, it sounds really exciting for the year to come. I am excited to see how these the new players get on. We'll continue to move up the pitch. So there's 2 more names who Wexford fans probably would be more familiar with. There's Eamon Youssef and Kieran Murphy. We have had a chance to see them in local football as well as senior football. And then we've two new signings. I think Kyle Robinson is a seriously exciting signing. He looks a dangerous player up front. Is that your assessment so far as well?
Yeah, look, Kyle's done really well. He's come in. He's got a 2-year contract off Pax. He's still under 19s. He is. So look, I spoke to him the other night. He needs to come in. He needs to work hard. He does, which he does. But I think Kyle has a real chance getting in the Irish under 19s this year. That's what he needs to be looking at. He's been in a few around the squads, but I think certainly coming out, he's going to play. He is. At some stage for us, he's going to be a big part of us this year. He is. So I think playing most weeks, that's what he should be looking at. I think the lads up in the Irish setup then need to be looking at him. but I don't think he's far off that level. He's not. He's a goal scorer. He works hard. You know, his hold up plays decent. He works the channels. He's a goal scorer though, and he's a big boy as well, like he is. But yeah, look, he has his hands full though to get in up there, because you have Jack Doherty, but also you have Success. He's a big strong lad. He's really impressed us. He's one probably he wasn't recommended to us. He wasn't. I think. Barry Prendeville actually recommended it was late on, recommended to us. He came from Pats and really, he's done really well, he has, for us. I'm surprised Pats didn't even bring him back and have a look at him, you know. He's done really well, he has. So, like, success is a real good chance getting in as well. Like, but the two of them will play for us this year.
Brilliant. Well, look, thanks a million for your time, Brian. I'm hugely excited about this squad to come, particularly those two signings up front, Kyle Robinson on loan and Success Edigan on the permanent deal. So those matches will all be live this year on LOI TV, so make sure you sign up for that. You'll find loitv.ie, and when you're signing up, just make sure you choose Wexford FC as your favourite club. So thanks very much, Brian, and we'll see you all on Friday night.